Again, I mentioned the user portal, our focus on the users. So let me show you a little bit about that. So say you're a user of Druid. You can just log in. Wait, let me just move this thing. So you can just log in with your extension and PIN. So say that was 1234. This is a normal day at the office. You log in, you want to check your voicemails or whatever, and your faxes. You can just click on that, and that would be listed right here. You could, forward, delete, whatever. You could change your call routing. So you could say, okay, you know what? When calls are reaching my extension, this is how I want them handled. So you could I could do something like this. I'd say, okay, during lunch, which obviously starts at, okay, we just go with 5. Say it ends at 7. It's a weird time to eat, but anyway. So, and then I say, okay, I want mobile bridging at that time. And I want follow me too. So I can do things like that. And that would be saved for me, and I could have multiple settings. There are people that I've actually worked with who have like 15 different time schedules, send the calls to weird places at weird times. So that's actually pretty useful for most users. We have like settings where Asterisk actually has a feature where if you record your name, then it's used throughout the system. For example, if someone calls in to your voicemail, then it doesn't say user 1001 is unavailable. It'll say user Vikram is unavailable. So actually recording a name is a helpful thing, so we recommend that. So even here, if, for example, you want to record your name, just choose name and click record now, your phone would ring, and then you pick it up and go about that. We have, obviously, recording of all calls. And currently in the commercial version, we also have full fax support. We just haven't ported it yet. We'll probably get around to that sometime. But you can actually send faxes and receive them through Druid. Yeah.
You mentioned that you have full internationalization support. So how would you translate all of that?
Right. That's what I'll show. I'll come to that, actually. I'm just about to come to that. So, well, we have recording, call records. Our blacklist is, we have this new feature. It's not in this version and it's in the tree, but no, it's not a new feature technically. We use Asterisk Privacy Manager and stuff, and we've customized its IVR, so you could actually blacklist someone and show up in your blacklist, and then you could do all kinds of really creative, privacy settings to, take care of that. This is just features, tells you, some of the features that you have access to, which are pretty standard, like paging and stuff. We have paging support for all the phones and everything. This actually took a lot of work in the provisioning, the way we provision them and what kind of auto answer packets we send it and stuff. So, okay, let me come back to his question where show you a demo of the localization support. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4 and say he's a Chinese guy. I was planning to actually use Google Translate and get a German one in here, but I just didn't get time. So I think Chinese is a good example because it's so hard. And, if you can do Chinese, German's not that hard. So I'll show you Chinese. So again, I can't vouch for this Chinese. I use Google Translate for it. So that is the guy logging in with Chinese interface. So he decides to do the same bunch of stuff. He has Chinese here, and he says, okay, no, I want to handle my call routing. Okay, I want my time in Chinese. I want my days in Chinese. I want to turn on mobile bridging, whatever. I'm not sure what, I want to see what this is. Let me see if I have okay, follow me. Okay, I don't know what follow me is. Okay, well, there, my tooltip is in Chinese too. So I want to know what that is. So we pretty much, and the cool thing here for the, this is like a technical thing, but we've actually done the entire localization support in JavaScript. So there, at no point we have PHP and HTML mixing up. I kind of don't like that. It can make code really bad, messy, hard to manage. So we've actually kept, in our interface, we've actually kept the entire JavaScript HTML separate from the PHP middleware, and they use JSON to actually talk to each other, which is quite cool. It's kind of like how the Asterisk GUI does it. In fact, it's exactly how the Asterisk GUI does it. So some of the localization support. So yeah. Coming back to the presentation. Sorry. Okay, well, the SOAP API. The SOAP API is a really cool part of Druid because Druid has a lot of functionality in there that you can consume through the web interface. So if you want to add a user or you want to check the voicemail. So we've taken those same functions and actually put a SOAP interface on it. So technically you could write a C# app to do pretty much the same stuff that the JavaScript GUI does. So if you want to access someone's voicemail, change a PIN, change routing, you could do that from external apps. So that's how the SOAP interface actually makes all Asterisk Druid functionality and services available to developers. So I'm sure many of you know what SOAP is. Facebook has recently released SOAP API, and it's a platform and language agnostic way to deal with web services. So think of Druid as a service on your network. So this is a simple example where we've done Sugar CRM integration. So what I've basically done is we've basically replaced these Smarty functions in Sugar to return back a link instead of see, I could have done this with Ajax and made a proper Sugar module, but this is a quick hack just as a demo. I want to just open that up and show you guys if I can find something. So let me see what I can show you here. Oh yeah, I also have a bunch of Druid OSC CDs, so saves you guys the trouble of downloading it. Just give me a second here. So this is actually an example I just put together to kind of show you what we can do with the SOAP API. One of the common things that most people ask for is ability to click on contacts in Sugar CRM and then have them, have your phone ring and the contact connected to or whatever. So that's basically what I'm trying to get to here. So say I decide to, let me find a contact I can click on. Do you remember what the contact was that we created? Was it your name? Okay. Just search that one. I'm sorry, this is a little slow, the server connection. Well, if anyone has any questions while this thing loads, go ahead. Okay.
How much is the commercial version?
Well, we have different kind of pricing groups, which is based on how many users you have. Kind of did that so to help with people who are like small 10-man shops, really want to afford it. So we don't really say, okay, we're giving you this less functionality or anything. We give everyone all the functionality, but we just limit the license to certain package groups. I'm not the business guy here, so I mean,
Just for 10 users.
Oh, just for 10 users, I think it would be something around $1,000 or so.
That's a one-time fee or?
It's a one-time fee. But you can always buy extra support contracts if you want with us, or for the BlackBerry and stuff clients, it's obviously separate.
How many people do develop Druid?
Well, Druid, the open source project is relatively new. It's been out for, say, a couple months. And right now there are 2 developers, and we have just a couple of people in the community right now who are helping us with, for example, one guy is porting Druid, all the RPMs into the SUSE build servers, OpenSUSE. So it's already there. So if anyone's on the OpenSUSE build server, you can actually find the Druid RPMs getting built there. So which is pretty cool, because then Druid can not be constrained to our distro, but anyone having SUSE or whatever could just install it themselves.